Welcome to the history-making Hong Kong Ladies Open 2015. The inaugural tournament is the first event on this year's Asian Ladies Golf Tour and takes place at the iconic Hong Kong Golf Club.
We are very, very privileged to have this ladies event. It's wonderful to see this come here, and we've been talking about it for so long, and finally it's come about, and I'm just thrilled to bits, like everybody else is in Hong Kong too.
We are extremely proud and honored to be the host as well as the sponsor of the inaugural Hong Kong Ladies Open. It's such a historical event. It means a lot to us.
The field is strong and ready to go.
It's hot.
The multinational cast has come to Hong Kong with one thing in mind: to be the first ever Hong Kong Ladies Open champion, share in the prize fund and the official world golf ranking points at stake.
Yes, of course, the Olympics coming next year. I think more world ranking points is good for all of us, and that's one of our goals for next year, that's for sure.
For the local amateurs, it's a great chance to pit their wits against some top-class opposition. Can hometown turf give the 6 Hong Kong amateurs an advantage?
Hi! We are competing with the pros and like different countries, so yeah, it's quite challenging.
I feel honored to play in such a great event. I mean, the first professional event in Hong Kong. For us, the amateur and the Hong Kong team, it means a lot to us.
It's a lot more intense to play in a pro event, and it definitely helps my game to be able to play under stress and all that.
It's been charming golfers since 1911. This week, the ladies will tackle the venerable old course at the Hong Kong Golf Club. The tricky par 72, around which 10,000 trees breathe life back into Hong Kong, will be a stiff challenge for amateur and professional alike.
The fairway is so narrow, that's why I feel a little bit nervous at the driver.
You've got to drive it straight off the tee. You have to get those approach shots close, and they're tiny greens. They're not all very big greens, and it's strategic placing the whole way around this week.
And alongside the prestige of winning the first ever Hong Kong Ladies Open comes the silverware and a prize purse of $120,000 US. Ladies Asian Golf Tour stalwart and Hong Kong's first female professional Jojo Hardwick was playing in her first pro event for 7 years. While not expecting to make the cut, she certainly added a burst of colour to the week. Hong Kong's own Michelle Chung led the amateurs on a stunning opening day. 5 out of the 6 were in the top 20 and outperforming many of the pros. Three ladies led the way on day 1. Ye Qinin was bogey-free, a wonderful performance around the old course from the Taiwanese professional. And Wichini Michai, daughter of longtime men's Asian Tour tournament director Wan Chai Michai, also returned with 69 in the first round as the field was tightly packed. Vivian Lee was flying the flag for the Hong Kong amateurs on day 2. The 16-year-old shot rounds of 74 and 73 to lie tied 9th. Another amateur, Chen Jimin from Chinese Taipei, was outshining many of her more experienced rivals. No car for the hole-in-one this time, but birdie here at 16 on her way to a 1-under total and tied for 3rd. But as the 3 overnight leaders fell back, South Korean Lee Jong-hwa burst to the top of the leaderboard with shots like this. She shared the lead with Cheng Yu-ju from Chinese Taipei. Only 6 shots separated the top 17 players as all 6 local amateurs made the cut. The inaugural Hong Kong Ladies Open looked to be going all the way to the wire. I'm Alan Wilkins at the magnificent and historic Hong Kong Golf Club for the 3rd and final round of the Hong Kong Ladies Open. They've come from far and wide and all ages. to see the best ladies in the region compete to make history in Hong Kong. Quick out of the blocks was Li Chia-pei from Chinese Taipei. She drained this beauty at the first hole to move just 4 shots off the lead. Kan Panitnan Muangkumsakun's nickname is Mild, but she started hot. Her second birdie of the day followed this beauty off the tee at 5. She was just 3 off the pace. The amateurs were going great guns. Chen Chi-min was into a tie for second after birdie on the 7th. And Hong Kong's teenage sensation Vivian Lee certainly wasn't gone with the wind on the old course. Birdie at 9, she was tied for 7th. Muangkumsakun is also just 16, but she was playing like a seasoned pro. 2 off the lead after birdie at the par 5 9th. But as Chen Yu-ju dropped out of the lead, the 20-year-old Korean Lee Jong-hwa retained it with 8 straight pars. She led by 1. Lee leads the leaderboard in the shadows of the magnificent hills in the new territories of Hong Kong. Can she hold on as she bids to win her first professional event? Now this is Lee Jong-hwa, just 20 years of age, has not won on the professional circuit. Her 3rd to the 9th, and she's playing a very neat game, and the wind has picked up just a little bit, swirls around this beautiful golf course. Very, very hot, so everyone's glad of that relieving wind. Now Chen Yu-ju, her 3rd to the 9th. That's pretty neatly done as well. She really has to keep tabs with Lee Jong-hwa. See the heat coming off that hill. Now Michai, first round co-leader. She's 2 over par. She's coming up a little short with that chip. Now when you get into this cow grass, the club head can get caught up in some of the thicker stuff. This is Chen Chi-min, the young amateur, and the amateurs are going really well in this tournament. Yes, it's a grand occasion at this Hong Kong Ladies Open for the young amateurs alongside some of the more seasoned professionals. Now Muangkumsakun, easier to call her Mild. 3rd shot to the 11th. This is the par 5 into the breeze, and that's nicely judged. Beautiful shot. Well, she'll be 3 under when she just taps this in. You can see she's wearing 2 gloves. Slightly unusual, but it's a decent card. Just the one blemish for the young Thai player, but she's 1 under par with that birdie. Lee Jong-hwa taps in for birdie. It's been steady. 8 straight pars and a birdie on the 9th. Now can Chen Chi-min make this an up and down to stay at 1 under? Oh, that's cruel. Just a little too much pace, that's all it was. Well, that's something to learn from. Just maybe a little aggressive. You can't fault someone for being too aggressive, but it's another bogey on the card. Out in 36 for the young amateur Chen Chi-min. Back to 11. This is Jan to her friends, Michai. Watching our Michai. And she's come up out of the putt. You see, halfway through that ball, she was looking at the hole, so she knew she hadn't struck it too well. Birdie putt for Chen Yu-ju. Oh, she had thought she'd missed that, judging by her reaction. But the smile will tell you it's a birdie. An important birdie as well, because that at the turn keeps her within touching distance of Lee Jong-hwa. Only 3 players under par in the Hong Kong Ladies Open. And we're in Hong Kong, one of the world's great cities, and it's playing host to a fabulous first Hong Kong Ladies Open. Don't go away. Welcome back. In its 125th year, the Hong Kong Golf Club gives life to the first ever Hong Kong Ladies Open on the Asian Ladies Golf Tour. Korea's Lee Jong-hwa has doubled her lead after Cheng Yu-ju's bogey at the 10th. And the Thai Wang Kum Sakun is 3 under today, so she could be a real threat. And Lee briefly extended that lead to 3 at the par 5 11th after a tricky third shot from behind the green. But her playing partner, Chen, could have closed the gap to 1 with eagle at the same hole. Her putt just broke right at the death. The lead was down to 2. Now let's get out onto the wonderful old course as we head to the very tricky par 3 12th hole. 162 yards. Quite a dip in front of the green here on this 12th. This is Lee Jong-hwa. On the green and nicely done. Not much wind as well. It's a well protected green on this part of the golf course. The par 5 14th. Lee Jia-pei, 21 years of age. Won a number of tournaments last year as an amateur, and she's played a nice touch here. Very, very nice touch. Just needed a little bit more leg, but she'll settle for that. It's about keeping composure on this final day in searing heat. Cheng Yu-ju, second to the 12th. Well, that's a gimme par putt. Should be. Wang Kum Sakun, birdie putt on 14 to get to 2 under par. Notice that left hand below the right. It's very much a sort of Bernhard Langer putting grip, that. Unusual to see the young ladies using it, but it's a slightly extended putter as well. More orthodox putting style is Lee Jong-hwa. This to extend her lead if this goes in. Beautiful putt. She leads by 3. Bidding for her first professional win, 20 years of age. Now, Wichini Michai for birdie on 14. Oh, that's not the best. Never really online, never threatened the hole. Didn't even take a piece of the lip, so it's a little bit of work coming back as well. She was very firm with that putt. Yeah, and the girls will look at that as a par 5, and a birdie yielding opportunity is gone. Chen Chi-min for par on this par 3 12th. Little right to left, and would you believe that stays on the top lip. It looked all the way to be the right line. Shot dropped. Yes, 2 bogeys on the outward 9 and 1 coming home. So she's got a little bit of work to do. Lee Jia-pei from Chinese Taipei. Yes, she'll be very happy with that. Birdie on the par 5, the 14th. Cheng Yu-ju for her par to stay at 2 under. She's still 3 shots off the lead. She's got to keep in there and keep that smile going as well. Well, 3 pars followed for Lee Jong-hwa, and very little movement on the leaderboard, so the lead remains at 3 as the leaders have 3 holes to play. But the Thai teenager known as Mild is back into a tie for second. This cracking birdie at the 16th moved her to 2 under par, 4 under on the day. With $120,000 at stake for these ladies, every putt is crucial. And Lee Jia-pei almost walked away with a new Nissan Qashqai, but a tee shot at 16 was worth just a single stroke. She was 5th. Now let's get up to the tee and see if our leader can drive off with a new car, as well as the title of the Hong Kong Ladies Open champion, Lee Jong-hwa. Just coming up a little short. Well, the home fans have come to support the local amateurs, and this is Vivian Lee with Tiffany Chan, the 2 leading Hong Kong amateurs And that's a par at the last for a round of 76. Vivian Lee and Tiffany Chan tied for 13th on the leaderboard. Back to 16, Chen Yuju. 200 yards. The wind just picking up. It looks as if it's going a little right, and it has. So she's missed the putting surface by some distance. Wang Kum Sakun, intrigued by the two gloves approach. You don't often see that. And she uses them when she putts as well. Lee Jong-hwa, the tournament leader, at 5 under. Chen Yuju, that's nicely out of the sand. She could only have seen the top half of the pin from where she was there, so very nicely played. That's a closer look at that putting grip for Wang Kum Sakun. A lot of movements, and the hands are separated as well, so I guess in time there may be a little sort of modification on that putting grip. Our leader, Lee Jong-hwa, big fan of Annika Sorenstam, who isn't on the ladies' tour. What a wonderful player she was in her day. A little strong here, though, and she's hit that past. That's gone about 12 to 14 feet past. Michanai Michai for par on 17. She's 2 over par. Nice looking putting stroke, and a very nice putt indeed. Everything looked right about that. Just the one birdie on her card. Chen Yuju for par. Now this to stay within 3 of the Korean, and it's on the low side. The right shape, but it was always on the low side. So she's going to drop a shot here on this 16th. But she knows that Lee Jong-hwa as well has got a lot of work to do. That's her 3rd bogey of the day. Well, it might well have just given a glimpse of light for this young Thai player. Mild to her friends. Hot golf. 5 birdies. And Lee Jong-hwa to keep the lead at 3. This for par on the 16th. Former Philippines ladies amateur champion, and she drops a shot at 16. She'll probably have a chat with her father, Sunday. He's on the bag. He's been carrying the bag for his daughter. So first bogey of the day for tournament leader Lee Jong-hwa. She drops back to 4 under. It's a real race for the title of the Hong Kong Ladies Open. The lead is just 2 now for the Korean Lee Jong-hwa. And the par 5 17th awaits. And that ball is just nastily near a divot mark there. You can see that. Now that's difficult for Lee Jong-hwa. It'll take sand. Sometimes you don't get the right connection there, but she's done really well. 478 yards, par 5, good connection. Pretty confident look from her. Now Wang Kum Sakun, 2nd to the 18th. There's a lot of moving parts in that golf swing, but you might say that about another great Thai player, Tawon Wirachant, and look what he's done on the men's Asian tour. Chen Yuju, just off the green here on 17. It's all about feel here. Getting up to the hole, that's a great putt. That's a great shot. Terrific stuff. Really is a nice touch. Lee Chia-pei just down in the grass here on the side of the 18th. Sometimes you can get a flyer out of there. Well, she's shown a really good short game on this back 9. Birdie putt for Lee Jong-hwa. This would almost seal the deal for her. She eagled the 17th in the 2nd round with a 3, but it's no birdie here, and a little bit of work to finish this for par. And there's a 2-shot lead as she contemplates the final hole. Refreshment is the order of the day on a very hot day, and I'm surprised that Wang Kum-sakun has got the long sleeves on, but she's kept a cool head. Birdie putt at the last for her. Well short. But if she taps that in, it'll be a round, and a scorching round of 68 on this very warm day. Two young Hong Kong amateurs, Kitty and Isabella, enjoying the whole occasion. Now Mi Chai for her par at the last. Should be just a straight putt for Mi Chai. She spent some time on it. Oh dear, you don't want those. So I'm afraid that's a round of 74. First round was promising, 69, second round 76, and the third round 74. She finishes 3 over in 7th place. Chen Chi-min for her par on 17. Well, she made a double bogey at 15, so really she could have done with that going in. Wang Kum-sakun for her par at the last. The putting stroke is her own, but outstanding round of golf. It's a 68, the round of the week from Kanpanitnan Wang Kum-sakun. Terrific stuff. Li Chia-pei from Chinese Taipei. She's bettered her golf with every day. Started with a 75, 72 and a 70 on round 3, and she's going to have a top 5 finish. Chen Yuju for birdie at 17. Well done. Back to 2 under par and a tie for second with Wang Kum-sakun. The lead is just 2 after that 68 from the young Thai, but Lee Jong-hwa has the 18th to negotiate as she comes home on the 18th. Will she bring it home? 371 yards, and that looks as if it's going left into the trees, and there are some 10,000 trees on this golf course, and is out of bounds very close to that. Something that she was aware of at the start of the week here.
Fairway is so narrow, that's why I feel a little bit nervous at the driver.
And Lee Jong-hwa has just got out of jail, that close to going out of bounds. Now, all she can do is just get the ball back in play as such, and so with a 2-shot cushion, she would have had a heart in her mouth watching that ball go left off the tee. 2-shot swing for this girl, Chen Yuju, 2nd to 18. Well, could we have a playoff here? Possible playoff. Brilliant shot from the young Chinese Taipei player. She's played some impressive golf. Prize money for the Hong Kong Ladies Open, $18,000 US for the winner, $12,000 for the runner-up. Lee Jong-hwa has to be an up and down to win the event, and she's done pretty well with that. A little bit of run on. She would have expected some check with the ball. It's still very much alive, this event. Chen Chi-min. Well, this has been an outstanding performance from this amateur player. Yes, I've seen some strange deviations with the ball on the greens here, but that's a round of 74 for the amateur player, and that's a tie for 4th with Li Chia-pei. Now for par, this to win the 2015 Hong Kong Ladies Open for Lee Jong-hwa, and it never threatened the hole. And that's going to be a bogey at the last. And that has really opened the door for Chen Yuju. Who would have thought it? This for a birdie at the last to force a playoff with Korea's Lee Jong-hwa. Chen Yuju, just 17 years of age. It's got to go in for a playoff. No. It was a strong putt. It was a bold putt. I'm afraid it's not going to be a playoff. And Lee Jong-hwa will look on here. She would have had a few deep breaths as that putt went past. Tremendous performance from Cheng Yu-ju. A final round of 72. She finishes at 2 under par, tied for second. And we have a champion in the 20-year-old Lee Jong-hwa. It's a bogey at the last, but it's good enough for her to win her first professional victory with a final round 71. She wins by 1 from Kampanitnan Wangkumsakun of Thailand and Cheng Yu-ju. The Hong Kong Secretary of Home Affairs, Mr. Tsang Tak Sing, on hand to crown the new champion.
So exciting. I cannot believe I'm the one this Hong Kong Ladies Open. Yeah, thank you so much.
A maiden professional victory in the career of Lee Jong-hwa, the Hong Kong Ladies Open for 2015.